Spoken thought regarding the 50 shades of the physical part of the mental and emotional and physical. The mental and emotional has a strong role in it, but most people put the physical part beforehand. They do it in society every day. But the pinpoint and understanding is when you focus on it directly and see how it affects everything in life. Then you come to realize it is the least important part. The least important. But every day we wake up getting dressed, lifting weights, making sure, trimming our hair, combing our hair, brushing our hair, so we can physically look good and just, well, feel good, mentally, emotionally, personally, which I believe that's the most important part. But when we're doing it for others and hoping others see us, do you really want to be seen that way? That's what you got to ask yourself. Do you really want to be seen that way? But let's dip into it a little bit further. We put such value on something that's the least important about humanity. Out of the mental and emotional and the physical, the least important about humanity is the physical aspect. God will never see your physical. Jesus will never see your physical. You will leave that on earth. Jesus will only see your soul and release your spirit so your spirit can go through heaven's gate, so God will see your spirit. But your physical can sin on your flesh. Your flesh can carry sins. Your soul can carry sins of the flesh. Understand that. So don't put so much on your physical form that it sins on your soul, because it can taint your spirit. And Jesus and God would never accept that. And don't understand the physical part is the least important. And God thought it was bad. Why would he give a goddess 8 to 15,000 nerve endings in the clitoris, size something of a pinky with a hood on it? Again, remember that. So it's not, society has made sex bad because of our birth rate, because of what the physical form brings to men or people that doesn't have control, the sickness, the whatever. You know, everything has overabundance of anything is bad. Drinking too much water you can die from. Drinking too much, doing too much of this, doing too much of that, it's a negative outcome. You know, we have to be balanced. That's one of our choices, free will. Positive, negative. Don't go negative on something, even if it's a positive thing. Too much of something can become negative. Overabundance, greed, gluttony, all them words. They're, you know, our words they're the biggest slavery of society. Don't let them control you, but understand them and make sure you don't play a role into them. But again, the 50 Shades is about understanding your physical perspective of everything you go through. And most men put the physical first. And women end up acting like a man because they're stuck in their woman form and they put their physical first. Just as well, when that's the least important about us. The only creature that can get us on the mental and emotional level is a female and a woman, because they are born with that mental and emotional. Man is a single creature. He's a physical creature. The only time we become mental and emotional is when we become a creature of two, and that's become a gentleman. Then that G in us covers the mental and emotional perspective of a human being. But if we don't think on the capacity of a mental emotional, we'll never understand a human being. The only time we start understanding the mental and emotional is when we become a gentleman, when we slow down, when we lose our physical, when we come to comprehend that the physical is the least important about it, but it's our mental and our emotional. Our spirit resides in our mind. Our soul resides in our emotions, through our body. All our fibers, all our everything about us, okay, resides in our emotions, okay? But your mental will let you know, is it a positive emotion or is it a negative emotion? And you got to be wise about that. Think about it, and God will give you, Jesus will give you the right emotion for it. They control our emotions. Jesus and God will never give you something truly fair. Okay? They'll give you the comprehension to understand why you should be careful or whatever else, but you got to take the time to think about it. Don't block your thoughts. Don't just assume the very first thought is what it is. Take the time and think about it. And when you're thinking about it, you're having a conversation. You got to go deep in the conversation with Jesus and God to get the true wisdom from it. But again, I don't want the 50 Shades to be a physical form of thinking about just having sex and just going off about sex. Is learning that is the least important. But sometimes you got to go through it to understand that. But truly understand the way society looks at it and the way God looks at it is two different ways. Two. And you choose which one is appropriate for you. You got heaven titles, you got earth titles. God don't care about earth titles. He only cares about the heaven titles that he's going to call you. He call all females as goddesses. He call all males as an angel. There's all different types of angels. There's all different types of goddesses. But when he calls you, make sure you listen. Because a whisper from Jesus and God comes in the form of a thought. Be blessed.